us to follow that amazing performance, so no pressure, right? I'm also not as rehearsed as some of the other speakers here, so I'm going to read off my iPad if that's okay. I want to give a shout out to everyone here that has been involved with such an amazing event and dedicated time, energy, sweat, and so much of themselves into an amazing event. They made this happen for us today. The fact we were even able to gather and celebrate such a big part of who we are or loved ones we support is a right we have not always had and something this community desperately needs. So let's give it up one more time for the committee, donors, and volunteers. It was not that long ago we would have been persecuted for an event like this. And hate crimes are still happening. So I want to give a shout out to everyone here that's given us a safe space to celebrate today. I want to note quickly and give a quick trigger warning. I'm about to share some very real statistics and reality about mental health. If this is in any way a trigger for you, I want to respect that and give you a chance to tune me out, take a smoke break, step outside. The last thing I want to do is trigger anyone with my speech, so if you need a minute, go ahead and take it. First and foremost, I want to thank Katrina and the Seymour Pride Committee for allowing me to set up a booth to spread the word about mental health and resources for support. More importantly, I want to express my gratitude to Seymour Pride for recognizing me as a local business owner, a proud member of the LGBTQ+ community, asking me to share my story and providing a platform to speak on such a crucial topic, mental health, within our community. So a little about me. My name is Whitney Foley, creator and co-owner of Be Inspired, a company passionate about mental health, wellness, and life coaching. Our purpose is focused on enhancing lives and helping others help and love themselves. At our table, if you haven't been back there yet, which is just right back here, we have some resources here, mental health support lifelines, free counseling lines. And I wanted to incorporate some celebrity info tied to our community as well, because in a time we struggle silently or may feel alone in our battles or afraid to speak up, sometimes it's nice to know the mental health struggles and those who have chosen to share the spotlight. And they can provide a social flotation device in hard times when we feel like we need to feel supported or like we need to relate to someone. So there's a whole list back there of allies, people that are in this community, people that have struggled with mental health, all celebs. So check that out. So as a local, born and raised in Seymour, that went to a private Lutheran school until transitioning to Seymour High School, class of 2007. Let me age myself up here real quick. From a family that was either related to or knew just about everyone in town, I understand and appreciate firsthand the struggle of coming out in a small town and the daily battle in my own mind of fighting who I was and what I was hiding from the rest of the world. What if they judge me? What if they try to send me conversion therapy? What if they see me differently? What if they don't love me anymore? What if? The constant overthinking and inability to truly accept who I was and love me for me because of the fear of rejection, possible harsh reactions of others, or being seen differently because of something I did not choose was daunting. A struggle that is so common for those of us in this community, and for some, their journey has been way more brutal than what I've experienced. Although many had their suspicions, I chose to come out at the beginning of the lockdown of pandemic. I decided to take the strategic approach and finally come out when I knew no one could come out to my house. No one could blindside me, no one could show up and ask me questions. Looking back, it is really sad. It took a global pandemic for me to feel brave enough to finally open up about who I had been for so many years before that text I sent. I was honestly unsure what the response would be, but I had several health struggles in the years leading up to that COVID battle. I was done hiding who I was. I fought too hard to be here, and I wanted to be loved for who I am and not what others thought I was. I'm happy to report that my family and friends were supportive. I mean, as a kid, I told them I wanted to play in the WNBA, so I don't really think it was like jaw-dropping information that I sent them, but however, I stand here today, proud of who I always have been, open about my sexuality, owner of a successful local business, mother to a beautiful little human running around here somewhere, and with the most amazing and stunning wife by my side. To do life with you is the best, so thank you. Being able to say wife is pretty cool since it's fairly recent. Shout out to Katrina who married us. I don't know where she's at, but hey! We do still struggle with the fear of having our marriage reversed, and that lingers, so we're with you guys on that. Although I was asked to speak as a local business owner from Seymour and established in this area, I really want to highlight on the mental health aspect since it's what I do. But also inevitably something that comes along with being a member of this community. A community we're celebrating here today. I don't want to be a total downer, so let's cheer a little bit for being a part of this community, because I feel like I'm being a downer. Okay. Don't worry. I'm not going to stay in here and talk about how sexuality and gender identity is a mental health issue. It's not a disorder or illness. I know so many are misinformed, spread false information, and it's just simply not true. Belonging to this community is not a disorder. If anyone has ever told you that it is, you can inform them that all major professionals of mental health organizations have affirmed homosexuality is not a mental health disorder. Transgender and gender variant individuals do not have a mental illness. Identifying as a member of this community does not imply any impairment in judgment, stability, reliability, or gender, social, or vocational capabilities, period. This is information straight from the leaders in mental health research and so many trusted and reliable organizations. So anyone that tells you otherwise, please tell them that their Google degree or personal opinions are no good here. And don't hold up against trusted and educational professionals that have dedicated their lives to this field. While this is a celebration, I want to focus on some of the reasons this celebration is such a big deal. Discrimination, prejudice, rejection, hate crimes, poverty, violence, physical and sexual assault, denial of civil and human rights, family and friend conflict, all potential experiences for our community, and all lead to new or worsening symptoms of mental health. Social acceptance, while it has increased in recent years or worsened and helped offset some of the increasingly alarming numbers, there is still so much room to grow in regards to society's understanding and acceptance of our community. While identifying a certain way as not a mental health disorder, it certainly does increase the likelihood of facing a mental health battle, and that is what I'm here to talk to you about today. Regardless of which letter you identify with, which part of the community, strength certainly comes to mind, but unfortunately, due to society's feet dragging on total acceptance, education, and understanding, challenges are inevitable. I want to share some data with you today as we unite in pride to celebrate our triumphs as individuals in our community. This is where that trigger warning comes in. Lesbian, gay, and bisexual adults are 2 times more likely to experience anxiety and depression than heterosexual adults. Youth in the same category are at a higher risk for mental health conditions and suicidality. Transgender individuals are 4 times more likely as cisgender individuals to have a mental health condition. Youth in the same category are 2 times more likely to experience depression, seriously consider suicide, attempt suicide, compared to cisgender, lesbian, gay, and bisexual, queer, and questioning youth. Our entire community is at an increased risk for PTSD, substance abuse, and homelessness. A 2019 school climate survey reported that 86% of LGBTQ plus youth had experienced harassment or assault at school. Let me read that again. That's 86%. That's way too high. 40% of transgender adults have attempted suicide in their lifetime compared to 5% of the general population in the US. 48% have considered it in the last year. A powerful study I found reported that LGBTQ+, they or a friend 57% had been threatened or non-sexually harassed. 51% had been sexually harassed. 51% had experienced violence. Of the 5.9 million people that identify with us, 39% have struggled with mental health just in the last year. That's a big number. While these numbers are alarming, I want to note that so many struggle in silence and their symptoms, suicidal ideations, or attempts were not reported or factored in. The numbers are likely higher than what I just shared with you. I want to go back to something I mentioned just a few seconds ago. It's a powerful statement. Struggling in silence. That is why I'm standing here today. I want everyone in this room, in this county, and that identifies in any way to our community to know that you have a voice and there are people ready and willing to support and listen. You are not alone, and in a society that still can make us feel like we are broken, wrong, deviant, or mentally altered, you are not alone. You're not alone. Look around this room. Look at this celebration, something many of us probably wondered if we would ever see in such a small town. This is proof you are not alone, and we all stand together for you and with you, and you are worth it. Your life is worth it. Your story, your battle, and your journey to be sitting here today celebrating the beautiful human that you are worth it, and you deserve to be loved and loved. You deserve to be unapologetically yourself, because the you that you are is beautiful. Whatever your journey, however you got to where you are today, everything you have gained or lost, you are a fighter. You have overcome. You are here and you have a purpose. You belong. That is something to be proud of, and we celebrate your journey today and the journey of those that were trailblazers before us that went against the grain to show us that it's okay to be who you are, even when not everyone understands or supports. This month and here today, we celebrate them, we celebrate you, and we want to remind you that your life matters. If you are struggling or know anyone that has been, please check out our booth. Take a picture of the resources page for support. If you have any questions or concerns, come find me. We will be here the rest of the day. And if you've been struggling, you feel like you just need a hug, I'm a hugger, and I brought some extra today if anybody needs one. Thank you all. It's been an honor speaking to you. Thank you.